Hello everyone, it's Angel from Gem TCG, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the hypocrisy of Pokemon card collectors, and this probably applies to all trading cards, but in the examples I give it'll be about Pokemon. And it's the concept that people complain when prices are high, and then they don't want it when prices are low. Like when a booster box is worth $100, nobody wants to buy it, but then as soon as it goes above MSRP, they want to complain and say that prices should be stuck at MSRP, stores shouldn't be charging more than that, and all those like common complaints that you'll see. And I already know that this one's going to be controversial. People are going to comment like negative stuff, but to each their own. Like I think people need to stop using MSRP as a guideline because they only use that number when they want to hate on a store or any marketplace. But as soon as that card or booster box is worth less than that, nobody will pay MSRP. So it's almost like a lose lose as a seller because you either charge MSRP when the prices are worth more than that, and then you're losing out on extra profit. And then when the market price is worth less than MSRP, people would hate on you if you charged MSRP for that product. I think MSRP on a booster box is 160 right now. And at the time when the market was low, the market price was around $100 for a booster box. And if you were to charge 160 on those boxes, I guarantee you everyone would have been laughing at you and hating on your store, trying to ban you. And it doesn't make sense. You need to, if you're gonna complain about something like that, you need to stick with that opinion. You can't pick and choose when it's a valid thing to complain about because if you're gonna say like, okay, people should charge MSRP for booster boxes regardless of the price, and you actually pay that even if the market price is less than that, then that's fair. You have the right to complain about that. But if you're someone that only uses that argument when it's in your favor and the MSRP is less than the market, then I think you're wrong for that opinion. And I don't even operate in a storefront where it's like that where I'm selling sealed product a lot. My stuff is all singles. Sometimes I sell booster boxes stuff, but that's all locally. I don't really sell that on eBay and to the patrons. But I'm just saying this because I think a lot of times as a seller, especially a newer seller, you might see those comments and remarks and think like, oh, I need to be charging lower or I need to charge MSRP. Otherwise, people are going to hate on my store. But instead, I think you just need to block those off, ignore them, because those people are not people you want to be around and listen to because they don't provide any good feedback. It's just complaining, wanting everything their way, not willing to adjust, and they only complain when things are not in their favor. They're not someone that's going to be giving feedback that's generalized, it's only to benefit them. So when you constantly hear those remarks, it'll easily influence you to start conforming and lowering your prices so that you can make them happy. And then as soon as the prices go down and it's worth less than MSRP, they're going to be gone. They're going to be on to the next store that will charge a lower price. So if you're competing on price, you're never going to win and you're never going to build a following that actually likes your store. You're just going to build a following of people that want the best price. And the people that want the best price are not loyal to a storefront or a seller. They are just going to be looking for the best price that they can find. And I'm sure all of us are like that, or at least to a certain extent. Because like when I would find people that would sell booster boxes a few years ago and they were selling it for really cheap, I would buy it up all the time. But then when it's not cheap or when there's a cheaper price, I would go and find that cheaper price. So it's a lot of people are like that. And the reason I'm making this video today is because I made a short form post the other day saying to stop competing on lowest listing and stop undercutting each other so they could fit be the lowest listing. And then there was a bunch of hate comments on that one because people were like, "Oh, you're a scalper if you're trying to charge market price for stuff, and why would you want the market price to stay up? Why wouldn't you want it to go down?" And that leads me to a whole nother topic, which is like, one, as a seller, obviously I don't want the prices to go down if I'm selling something. But two, if you're buying an item and you plan to hold on to it as a collector, why would you want that item to be worth less over time? And it's like, it doesn't make sense. And I'm probably going to make a full video on that concept soon. But basically, if you bought a card for $100 and then you see a bunch of people competing on that price and lowering the price, and then it's worth $70, you're going to be upset about that purchase and you're not going to enjoy it. And if you're putting money into a card, even if you don't plan on selling it, you still want it to be worth something. You don't want to just have it worth nothing and not be able to sell it because no one wants to buy it at the price that you paid. So just, I don't know, people are going to complain about everything. So you just have to do what's going to make your business succeed and grow. And back to the original topic of the MSRP versus market, it's another kind of weird thing that I noticed is that people only want a product when it's hyped up and when other people want it, which is very strange to me because you would think that people want what they want. But that's not the case for most people in this industry. And they almost always just follow a pattern. I think the first set that got pumped up was Twilight Masquerade. And before that, nobody was buying booster boxes at even close to MSRP. But then as soon as Twilight Masquerade had a shorter print run and people were starting to buy it, that's when everyone wanted to buy it up and then complain that MSRP should be the only followed price line. But then you look at the three sets before that, I think it was three, it was Obsidian, Base, and Chaldea Evolved. Nobody wanted them. No one wanted to pay anything above, I think, 120 maybe. And it's just a weird phenomenon because it's like something is cheaper and they don't want it, but as soon as it becomes expensive is when they want to buy it. And it's almost like that SpongeBob meme where it's like the two stations and there's a huge crowd on one thing and then nobody on the other. And it's almost like that because when the item is not worth a lot, people act like it's garbage and it's going to go to zero. And then as it gets expensive, everyone just wants to buy it. And this is just good for you guys if you're looking to invest in stuff. Whenever you see something where people are like, oh, this is not worth anything, it's just going to go to zero and not go up over time. Like it's a garbage set. That should be your time, or your hint to just start going in and investing in it. Because usually when that happens, it's because people are just following something that they've heard online. Maybe some person made a video saying the set is bad, and then a bunch of people start following suit and listening to that. Or it's because people are so focused on another item that they're just not looking at the current that exact item. And the biggest case in point example is Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike. People loved Evolving Skies, and then they hated Fusion Strike because they said the pull rates were bad. I think they were saying that the set list wasn't good either, but I am not sure. Looking back, it doesn't even make sense that people could have said that. But they were complaining about it pretty heavily, and not a lot of people were buying that set. And then you fast forward, it gets hyped up by a few videos, and then that's it. It just blows up from there. So it is a lot of luck, I would say, because you don't know exactly which set is going to go up. You don't know which set is going to be worth more over time, but you do know that they do go up over time. You just don't know how much and which one will be the best performing one. Because all it takes is a few people to talk about it, and then it just spirals from there because the FOMO comes in, the videos start being made, people start buying it up, and you see all the sales on TCG Player and eBay. And it's just a chain reaction of people swarming to a set and buying something up. And that's all it takes for a set to go from Battle Styles was what? $100 for the longest time. And now it's like a $200 box minimum. Same with every other Sword and Shield set, all the Scarlet Violet sets before Twilight Masquerade. So that is one thing you need to understand if you are planning to invest in sealed product and also if you are a buyer and seller of sealed product. The biggest thing is that you don't need to listen to the people complaining about MSRP. You need to sell stuff at MSRP, all that stuff, because those people will be gone as soon as the market price is below that number. And there's no winning when people are talking about that. And the second thing is if you are a investor, the best thing to do is look at sets where people are complaining about it being MSRP or like it should be MSRP, and don't focus on those, but instead focus on the sets where they're not complaining. Who knows? Shrouded Fable, everyone hates it, but you never know in a few years, or maybe even 2 years at most, it'll probably be worth double what it is right now. So those are just two things I wanted to talk about. I already know the comments are going to be flooded on this one, like saying it's a bad take, but I don't care. That's just my opinion. And let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm happy to hear all your thoughts. Hope you guys found this video interesting, and I'll see you all in the next one.